we'll begin. We'll start by connecting to our Ujjayi breath and feeling the shoulders relax, the arm bones relax. And just subtly spread or activate any amount of the foot that just helps bring that feeling awareness lower, deeper throughout the body. And we'll start with some hand opening, sensing exercises. Get it going with our breath and move into some more pranayama. So sometimes I like the broadness, the non-specificity of putting most of my fingertips on the ground. So I'm going to go with that broadness. If you like taking each finger independently, going through them one by one, I encourage you to just make that decision for your hand. But I'm just going to start with one hand and going through 5 breaths with just a light degree of stretch or sensation, just getting that breath, sensation, connection going early on in the practice. With the arm relaxed down, feel the ribs expanding into the arm. Here we can start to feel the weight of each breath, the velocity, or the viscosity of each breath. Maybe you notice that from day to day or from hour to hour, our breath can feel thinner, thicker, slower, faster. Okay. And we'll just keep going over into the other hand. So taking 5 more breaths for each of the other digits. I've noticed that weight of breath can change a lot in accord with dietary fat and ketone production, and so I think there's a strong case for the feeling of our breath having a dietary variable in there. All right. Okay. So the breath work, the pranayama that we'll do, brings in the eye movements, the eye muscles, and these directions of vision. So we'll take an inhale, we'll hold our breath, and we'll reach into all of these, I call them clock directions, but everything from upward, sideward, downward, and around. Okay? And we'll do a few going in each direction. So we'll start with the eyes closed, inhaling. Hold breath, open eyes. And we could start in any direction, just arbitrarily. I'm choosing up into 12 o'clock. And just reaching, stretching the eyes into 1, 2, 3, all the way around, down into that 6 o'clock or navel position. Leftward into that 9 o'clock position. Getting back up to 12, close eyes, exhale. So a little breath hold here. And we'll do these as breath holds. We'll do a few more. Inhale. Open eyes. Look up into 12. And keep circling around 3, 6, 9, 12. Close eyes, exhale. Now let's do a couple rounds going in the other direction. Inhale. You can start to bring that breath in and through the eyelids. You feel that breath moving through the face. Just by dint of focusing opening up our feeling awareness. Okay, open eyes. Look up 12. And then circling through 9, 6, 3, and 12. Close eyes, exhale. Okay. So if the head moves a little bit, it's pretty hardwired in for us. So if the head moves a tiny bit, that's fine. I'm not trying to make it a neck movement, just getting the eye muscles warmed. And yeah, let's do one more, same direction. Inhale. Open eyes, look up, circle around, counter to 9, 6, 3, back up to 12, close eyes, exhale. We'll take a few moments just connecting to breath and just getting a sense of the eyes, the muscles, the motion of the eye behind the lid. Or if your lids are open, you can feel the motion of your eyes through your vision. May you still have many, many horizons in your summer and autumn on which to rest your eyes. All right. So let's change the cross of our legs. We'll go left ankle over right knee, shoelace. or left over right that feels better to your knees. And take the right elbow up, and straight away my left palm will go to the inner elbow. Inhale into the upper back and the sides of the ribs. Fanning open the right hand bones. Exhale the shoulder down, the blade down. And then push the palm into the elbow into the palm. And then further drawing the shoulder down, reaching the elbow forward. Okay, 2 more breaths, just like so. Pulling the shoulder down, pressing elbow and palm together, drawing the shoulder down, and sending the elbow and so the shoulder blade forward. And release. We'll switch the cross of our legs. We'll switch sides. So the left elbow is the mover, and the right palm is the anchor. Inhale, spread the left hand bones, the ribs. Just encouraging the motion of expansion. There may be some psychological implications. Exhale, shoulder down, blade down. Palm and elbow press. Taking the shoulder down a little bit more. Elbow reach forward, and so shoulder blade slides forward. So when we're getting this muscle snuggling around that shoulder blade, there's a little bit of almost abdominal or rib area structuring. So if this encourages you to lengthen up through the ribs and the torso, great. And these are just my impressions and my interpretations, but we're not trying to pooch the low ribs forward. It's actually kind of a, I don't want to say a girdling, but a support that wraps around those front of ribs. And that could be super helpful in allowing us breath access into the more back side of the ribs, the shoulder blade. All right, release. All right, let's unwind. Let's get out of this thing. And we'll set up for dolphin. So let's move to elbows and knees. All right, elbows are under shoulders, forearms set out in parallel. And then going through all those exact same motions we did moments ago. The shoulders slide down. The elbows and so chest muscles engage inwardly. Slide the shoulders down a little bit more, reaching the elbows forward. And on exhale, we'll press the knees off the ground. So encouraging this kind of spreading move across the tops of the shoulder blades. So feel that the ribs move up between the shoulder blades, rising up to the surface of those shoulder blades. There can be a tremendous amount of support through the chest and the armpit. As you are able to find that chest and armpit support, you'll further uplift the ribs and spread that area through the tops of the shoulder blades. This is an important area. It's that part of the spine where the neck is becoming the ribs are becoming the neck. It's a really crucial juncture for shoulders. So maybe you'll find a way to encourage that rib pressing the shoulder blades away from one another. Good. One more move. We'll walk the feet 1 or 2 inches more closely to the elbows. So as we walk forward, press through the toe pads and the ball mounts. The sit bones peak higher, lengthening torso. Still pressing through those arms, those shoulders, plenty of structure, lots of space. And we'll release, setting these down. And then we'll have a seat in straddle. So a slight departure from usual abs. Okay. So we'll work a round of Uddiyana, just so we can remember how the exhale involves this area between the hip bones, between the navel and the pubic bone. So let me get my legs set comfortably wide. Inhale, bringing the hands between the legs, just a partial fold. We'll take a moderately paced exhale. Exhaling everything out. Feet can remain active. And draw the belly in. As if you're still continuing that exhalation motion, taking it much, much deeper than you typically would. And releasing the belly when you need a breath. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling in and through the pelvis, the genitals, the hips, the back. I've got the hands between the thighs, already partially folded. Exhale moderately. So not too fast, not too slow. And as you exhale, already getting those low belly muscles chiming in. When the sound of air current stops, the belly continues to create the motion of exhalation. So there's still an evacuative action between the hip bones. And release. So now inhaling, walking the right arm to the right side, raising the left arm for side bend. Exhaling in a slower tempo, a slower way. Recruit some of those exact, very same muscular areas between the hips, between the navel and the pubic bone. In this way, you can elongate the trunk over the right leg. We'll take several breaths here. So that exhalation is following some of that same pathway. It's that area between the hips, under the navel. It's a gathering. Thank you. One more deep breath in this right side bend. It's kind of a wonderful gift how getting this deep exhalation can get right into those back tissues, those lumbar back areas. All right, we'll head to the other side. Walking the hands, left arm near left leg. Inhale. We'll take the right arm up. And exhaling, making it a point, making it a deliberate action to exhale with this musculature between the hip bones, beneath the navel. While stretching that right arm away from the right hip. I think it's really nice to know where the thicker and the more fibrous, like tissue areas of the body are. In that way, there's some appreciation for the rate of their change being different than those softer tissues, the ones where blood can go quite readily. And then inhale, we'll walk our hands back centrally, bringing the torso up. And we'll help our legs together to standing horse stance. Actually, let's go a wide stance first. Thanks, buddy. Just a wide stance will be perfect. So inhaling into the low belly and the low back. We'll do yet another round of Uddiyana. Exhale everything out. This can be quick if you like. quick exhale. Remain empty. Draw the belly in, back, and up. I'm pressing hands into thighs for that little dose of traction. The alleviation of the pressure of gravity on the spine. And release. Now let's walk into that horse stance, so a little deeper, twisting horse stance. And as we're exhaling this time, left hand press, the chest spirals to the right. Inhale, come back centrally, we'll change sides. Exhaling, right hand press, chest spirals left. And inhale, come back centrally. We'll straighten legs standing. Now pointing toes forward. Okay, so I'm taking this wide stance for flank stretch. So on a wide stance wherein the outer edges of my feet are more or less parallel. And then from here I can fold, reaching the left hand for the right ankle. And then the right hand can cap the left hand, holding it in place. Inhaling into those deep low back muscles and those low back joints. And release, moving to the other side. So now the right hand, grab onto that left ankle. The left hand caps the right hand, holding it in place. And release. Inhale, walk hands centrally. Let's press our way up. All right. So we're going to do a little wall work. Forearm balance or dolphin on the wall. If you are kicking up into forearm balance, set up 3 or 4 feet from the wall so that you can kick one leg toward the wall, separating the legs into the kind of splits, and then you can practice the other side. If you're relying on the wall wholly, press up, reach one leg away from the wall for 3 or 4 breaths, and switch sides. And I'll just loosely talk us in just to keep us moving roughly together, but do move at your own pace. Sweet guy. There we go. All right. So once you've got your forearm distance established, kicking up or stepping up, there you go. Cool. Great. There you go. Oh. If you're wrapping up, we'll stand at the top of our mat. And we'll move through some suns. With some extras. Oops. I will move through suns with some extras. Inhaling, reaching arms up. Kind of stretching, getting into that upper back. Exhale, fold forward. Relaxing eyes, eye muscles, neck muscles. Inhale, we'll step the right foot back, lunge. Setting the knee down. And placing hands down, exhale. We'll step back, lowering belly to earth. Stretch the legs back, a little buttock activity. Shifts the tailbone down so that as we inhale into the abdomen, cushion, that balloon of breath, it's under that low back. Exhaling, lower, reset the hands under the chest, downward dog. Inhale the right foot forward, lunge. Hands to ground, exhaling, step left foot forward. Holding, both relaxes eyes, neck. Inhale, stand, reach arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. We'll do another. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back. Lunge. Placing hands down, exhale, step right foot back, lower plank to ground. Cobra, inhale. Again, just working these moves so the mid and the upper spine start to articulate. Not just the low back. Exhaling, lower, hands under chest, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. Hands to ground, exhaling, fold forward. Stepping forward to fold. Just feeling the neck release many, many times. Inhale, stand. Taking arms overhead. And exhaling, hands to heart. Some extras. Inhale, reach up. Exhaling, fold. This time, inhale the right foot back, keeping the knee up and the heel up. So lunge, knee up, heel up. Easy twisting lunge. Inhale, we'll set that right knee down, the right hand down. Exhaling, the left arm reaches up. And as we're lifting left arm up, reach back. So the chest, the ribs are spiraling to open toward the sky. Additionally, this right shoulder and drawing it down. So using those armpit muscles, those back shoulder muscles, pulling that shoulder down. Inhale, bring left hand down to the ground for pyramid. We need to press, rather, the right knee off the ground. I've stepped my feet. They're about 3 or so feet apart. Relaxing neck. And vertical splits, setting the hands forward. Inhale, taking the right leg upward, reaching it back, away from the pelvis, away from the brain. Soft vision, soft eyes, even as we're deepening the breath. And inhale, we'll set that right foot down, exhaling, chaturanga. Step that left foot back. And we can lower all the way down, belly to earth. Pause right here, belly on earth. And do a round of this boat variation where the fingertips kind of supply some stimulus to the butt, so grabbing the bottom of the butt muscles, hopefully causing the buttock muscles to engage. Shifts the pelvis. Inhale, fingertips pull butt, chest lifts a little bit. Exhale, stretch the legs back. So one of the ideas by stretching those legs back, buttock muscles active, is that the whole pelvis and the low back feel good. They're not pinched, smushed. So I'm working to bring the fronts of my hips close to the ground, flush to the ground. And release. It's usually a really abdominally engaged breath to work that. Inhale, hands under chest, exhaling. Downward dog. Lunge, knee up, heel up. Inhale, step right foot forward. So the left knee, the left heel up. Back of the neck, soft. Skull buoyantly atop the spine. Vision soft. Even though our vision can be settled on some object of focus, there's that difference between that hard focus that blots out our periphery and that softer, more expansive focus where there's a broad periphery and quietly eyes connected to point. Easy twisting lunge. Inhale, we'll set the left knee down, the left hand down. Exhaling, right arm up. And then inhaling, bringing the right hand down for pyramid, we press that back knee up. Folding forward. And vertical splits, so we shift the hands forward, inhaling, raising that left leg. Relaxing eyes, neck. And if you can feel those right toe pads, they're free. They're freely on the ground or freely kind of near the ground. If you're clawing the ground, shift your weight back some. And inhale, set that left foot down to the ground. Exhaling, chaturanga, we'll step right foot back. And we'll lower. Now, if you get a much better effect by putting your fingertips in the bottom of your butt, do that. Option 2, interlace hands. Still stretching those legs back. That stretching of legs, that engagement, butt pulls tail down. Let's create that for the sake of the back. Inhale into that abdomen, low back. The chest lifts. And then exhaling, either fingertips pull butt or knuckles reach back. But the effect is similar. Shoulders move away from jawline. Chest broadens forward. I don't find that my legs need to lift off the ground. I keep them on the ground, but maybe that's just kind of how the weight of things work. And release. Inhale, hands under chest. Exhaling, downward dog. So I'm going to set up with block and a few one-legged poses. Inhale the left foot forward, half moon. Get the left hand and the block set up outside the foot and forward of the foot. If you like, your right hand can be placed on the hip just as a way of monitoring. It's not that the hand manually is pulling the hip back, but that just that little touch monitor can be useful. The feeling that right hip bone moving into that space behind your torso. Okay, quarter moon. The right hand now reach for the right ankle. Now you may or may not grab it, and that's fine. We can still bend the right knee. Having grabbed the ankle, now send that right thigh bone away from your sternum. So this is both a chest opening move, a front line exposing move, biasing move. Release. Inhale, we'll set the hands down, the feet down, the knees down. Take a moment. So I'm going to describe and talk us into dorsal fin. So the left hand will grab the right ankle while we're in basically a dolphin. If your shoulders don't tolerate that single shoulder work, not a problem. You can still raise the right heel, bringing it toward the butt. So here we go. We're setting up elbows under shoulders. I'm putting the forearms parallel because I anticipate shifting the weight. Exhale the knees off the ground. So if working two arms on the ground, then raise the right leg, draw the heel toward the butt. That'll be your move. If you're working the dorsal fin, take your left hand from the ground. Maybe you find that foot back there. Hand to foot connect. Maybe it's a missed connection. And we'll set foot down, hand down, knees down. Inhale, hands under chest. Exhaling, downward dog. Half moon. Inhale the right foot forward. The right hand supports us on the ground or on a block. So I've got left hand on left hip. This also might be a place where we check in with the eyes, the vision. Sometimes our eyes dart when we feel a little bit unstable, but maybe softening the eyes and relaxing the eyes into an area or an open focus, maybe that contributes something to the stance, to the posture. Quarter moon. Left hand, reach for left ankle. There you go. Got it. Now once you have might be the heel, ankle, keep drawing that left hip back. Back is relative to your body, toward the back of your body. Both a chest opener and a hip move. Let that foot draw that left arm away from the neck, opening up that left side chest. And let's get some breath into that chest wall. Release. Inhale, we'll set the foot down, hands down, the knees down. So working this other side of dorsal fin. So setting up just like dolphin. Exhaling the knees off the ground. And this time I take the left leg away from the ground, drawing the heel toward the buttock. Okay. If you're doing the hand maneuver, it's the hand reaching for the left heel. And we'll set foot down, knees down, arms down. Inhaling the hands under the chest. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, inhale, foot forward, warrior two. 2. Exhaling, gliding shoulders down away from neck, spreading the hand bones. Reverse warrior. Inhale the right hand to the right thigh, raise the left. Exhaling, reaching with the whole trunk as if away from this left thigh. I'd encourage, as you're exhaling, recruit those belly muscles between your hip bones. Find out how to work with that musculature below the navel, making that contribute to exhalation. Not solely, not exclusively, but just involved. We're not neglecting. It'd be really helpful to have a way to massage through some of the gut areas that can get kind of twisty, achy. Inhale, take left arm up, torso come up. Exhaling, arms in eagle, left over right. Arms in eagle. Exhaling, glide the shoulders down. The shoulder blades slide down. Reach the elbows forward. And release. Inhaling, I'll place left hand on left thigh for a head to ankle prep. The right hand goes down on ground in front of right hip. If you need block, grab block. And then exhaling, left hand press left thigh. And this contributes an arcing motion. It arcs. The left flank, the left side of the body away from the left thigh. And release, inhale, walk hands toward left foot. We'll set right knee down, head to ankle with knee down. So I'm setting the hands shoulder width. Putting the elbows nearer to earth. I think one of the more important aspects of this place is relaxing the neck. Even if we don't get the deepest hip stretch, can you feel the neck relax? The tension, kind of the latitude or the restriction, motion that we may experience about the hips and the sacrum. This deep, deep communication through the neck and the brain. Affecting not only our spine, the harder structures, but also the fluid structures. How fluid is pumped and sloshed and moved from sacrum to brain, from brain to sacrum. So this is a beautiful kind of cranial sacral move. We can spread our feeling awareness from the sacrum to the brain and feel that entire pathway softening. It's really one of the most lovely things we can do for that cerebral spinal fluid. All of its housing. release. We're setting up pigeon with a little extra zest. So walk, left foot to right side of mat, lie shin down. The preparation here is for the back toes, the back foot, to engage in pulling the leg back. So once you're set up in your pigeon, propped on your forearms, inhale, curl those back toes under. Exhale, reach heel back, knee lifts, and the entire right leg gets drawn back, away from head. And release. We'll set that leg down. Inhale, the hands under the chest, under the shoulders. Exhaling, press back, downward dog. All right. Gently set knees down. Okay. And this so we can get into just one side scissors. But I just want to show you this move, right elbow to right side waist. Now exactly where is going to be a little bit a function of your bone length. But here's my bone, here's my waist. It goes right atop the bone, mostly in the waist. Okay. So I had to step back so that you can practice stepping into scissors. So from downward dog, turn that right hand out, and then we'll inhale the left foot forward. Okay. So maybe something like kind of picking up that left foot, lowering the right waist around that right elbow. And if you're not stepping into it, that's fine. We just set our right knee down. And we can do the setup from the ground. They're both wonderful setups. There you go. Cool. Flying and floating. It's just fun to start to step in and move in and out and through these poses, I think. My opinion. I'm full of opinions. There you go. Nice. Now, of course, if we step into it, there's the stepping out, right? So I put the right toes down, I bend that left knee, and I step back, downward dog. Or I just go, downward dog. Yes, all right. There you go. So right toes down, bend left knee. And then a big old Herculean push back. There it is. And then, of course, adjusting the hands. You got it. Cool. All right, we get a warrior two on the other side. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhaling, gliding the shoulders away from the neck, spreading the hand bones. Both as a bit of a stimulus to the brain, but also a relief for the wrists. So there's these actions, maybe you find this, where they're both stimulating, but also they create a kind of an equilibrium and a resolve in the body. Maybe you find that, right? Reverse warrior. Inhale, left hand to left thigh, right arm lifts up. And I'll encourage here too, exhaling with this low abdominal structure. I'm putting my hands in that, on that muscle between my hips. Sweet guy. So going through those exhaling low belly muscles can be so helpful, and just getting the abdomen and the back and the hip all together ready. We're doing hip, low back stuff. Inhale, right arm up, chest up, and arms in eagle. So exhale the right over the left. So as I'm reaching the elbows forward, there's this whole chest and armpit structure. The fancy word is like serratus and some other things. But as they get called into action, they kind of help structure and support the front of the ribs. It allows our torso to grow buoyant and vertical. Maybe you find it resolves some of the compression in the mid or the low back. Okay, inhaling, unwind the arms. We set the left knee down, head to ankle. Oops, we don't set the knee down. Let me back up. My mistake. Head to ankle press. Still in warrior two. Right hand on right thigh, left hand on ground. There you go. And release. Now we'll set that knee down. The left knee down. Head to ankle this way. Hands shoulder width. Relaxing neck. As elbows move toward ground. And the wonderful thing is we don't have to resolve tension. Even the act of bringing that tension into awareness can be a deeply healing or recovering move. Just the ability to go, oh, tension, and still tension. There we go. All right, here's that pigeon. So we'll now press, lifting torso up, walk, right foot to left side, lie, right shin down. Once forearms have our torso supported, this left foot, toes curled under, inhale. Exhale, reach, heel back, knee lifts. The entire left leg is drawn back. Inhale, walk the hands under the chest. Exhaling, we'll press back into downward dog so we can practice the transition into scissors, which is drawing the right leg forward, and of course the exit. So let's have some fun here. Downward dog. First, position the left hand. We position that left hand, fingers turned left. Then, inhaling that right knee toward the right arm. Yep, that's it, that's it. Left elbow moves toward left waist. That's it, that's it. And we stretch that right leg out. Voila. Oh, and some extras. Let's see what we get here. All right, and the step back into downward dog. So we'll do one more. We'll just keep the wrist kind of easy today. You can inhale, stepping or jumping both feet around your right wrist, or just look up and we'll work it together. Okay, so we'll work Ashtavakrasana, which is both legs twining to the right. Okay. So if I'm just starting this from ground, I'll have a seat with the right leg atop the right arm. Ensure your right palm is fully on the ground. This is no fingertips, just all like full hand. The left ankle crosses over the right. And so as I pull my right leg down atop that right arm, squeeze leg to leg. And there's a little bowing forward. I am bowing forward a bit. There you go. I'll show one more option. So keep playing, keep working. There is the bench method. So this is where blocks can be helpful. So if I can get my butt on some blocks and a pretty low crouch to start, I can just remain seated and squeeze my legs out to the right. Okay. That's a nice alternative as I'm working that right leg strongly enough. I'm using that inner right leg to almost climb my weight onto that right arm. So right leg, at least in my body, I'm climbing my body weight up. That's that right leg, right inner leg. That's it, that's it. Cool. If you're feeling fancy, transition to the other side. If you're feeling pragmatic, like you want to do both sides, transition to the other side. So the other side is left leg over left arm, right leg cross over left, right ankle over left ankle. Climb that left thigh, squeezing it atop that left arm. Let's do one final pressing back into downward dog. All right, gently set knees down. Have a seat. We'll give the wrists and the neck a little love. So we're going to start with this like, I don't know, like a little clamshell move. So my palm is facing you, and I can treat my hand almost like a bivalve. There's my thumb muscle half and the pinky muscle half, and I'm just kind of mushing the two muscular halves together. It's almost like I'm getting my thumb knuckle to touch my pinky knuckle. Okay. And I can do that both hands. We might as well do both sides unless you need to focus on one hand at a time. And now I also can slightly pull or point the other fingers downward. So I'm doing this little bivalve action. Always wanted to be an oyster. And pointing the fingertips down. So I'm just kind of squeezing my palm muscles and releasing. They might cramp a little bit. Okay. All right. 2. And take the right hand, tuck it under the right butt. This is palm down. And then inhaling, letting the torso grow tall so the arm, the slack is taken out of the arm. And then from here we can tip our jaw away from this pinned hand. And if you like it, you can rest the weight of your left arm atop your jawline. Not pulling, just resting weight. Take the weight of the arm off the head. Let the chin just rest downward centrally. We'll unpin the right hand. We'll do the other side. Left hand, under left cheek. Inhaling, the torso vertical. So the slack is drawn out of the left arm. And then we can play with either tipping the jaw away from the pinned hand. We can play with adding the right arm weight. And we'll lift that right arm weight off. Unpin the left hand. Let the chin tip downward centrally. All right, we're ready for some rest. Lie back. Shavasana. Sweet God. And as you're lying, feel the weight of the hands. Giving to gravity. Gravity asks, hands give. Gravity asks the forearms give their mass, their weight. So we're sensing our body through the lens of weight. When we're in motion, we can create this sense of velocity and expedience and lightness and motion. But it's crucial to feel our body as mass. Moving toward rest, a body in rest. We calibrate that differently than a body in motion. When the abdomen relaxes, you start to feel the weight of the guts, the organs against the spine. We relax the muscles around the pelvis. We can feel the density and the weight of the pelvis sinking groundward. We can feel how the chest wall exhales with ease when it just rides gravity down. So the weight of our body, the weight given by gravity can create ease. The backs of the shoulders find a degree of release. That softness is felt all around the lungs and the heart. You feel the weight of the eyeball in the socket. The eye relaxing back. And breathing into relaxed eye and relaxed heart. May our eyes see with the heart. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side and press up. Namaste. All right.